What's the third and final stage?
Yes, it's the distribution phase. And this is when you've saved your whole life, you've worked hard, you've done all the heavy lifting, and now it's time to actually start taking money out of the account, which can be a very difficult thing for many people. But in distribution, what we're really focusing on is managing the volatility between distributions. We don't want to always just say, hey, let's take out money when the market's down, or let's only take out money when the market's up. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to that volatility and making adjustments as needed from the sources that we have. And then we also want to make sure that we're paying attention to the average amount that each dollar is being taxed. So we always talk with our families, in the marginal tax rates, going from 12% at a certain adjusted gross income or taxable income up to 22%, and soon to be higher, at least if if no other major changes take place. That's a huge jump, and if we can manage that distribution at the preferential tax rate, then we want to do that.
Absolutely. So we're getting ready to land the plane, right? So you got on a plane, and you trusted the process that the pilot, the co-pilot, the plane, the bird, as we like to call them, and the flight attendant, the crew were going to get you to where it is you wanted to go. And they were going to get you on. They were going to take off, level off the plane, bring you more coffee, and eventually you were going to land the plane. And here's the hard part, I think, for people to get that I've witnessed over the last 33 years, and that's that it is very, very difficult when you have spent 40 years of your life on the plane. Right? 40 years of your life accumulating money and building that nest egg, right? And now you're getting ready to land the plane. And by golly, when you're on an airplane, I don't care if you're going to Paris or Hawaii or if you're going to Chicago, you're ready to get off the plane. There's not a lot of us that really, really enjoy it, that have to fly a lot. Let us get off the plane, do what it is we're doing. It's there as a method or a mechanism to get us to an end result. When you started an accumulation, Darren, when you guys sit down and you and Morgan are working on your plan and your strategy, you're working on landing the plane. You're saving money today so that you have a better landing, a better retirement in your future, if you will.
Yes.
And the problem is that plane arrives. When it's time to start distributing the assets, people become reluctant. Mm-hmm. And they become reluctant for three reasons. The first one is, in all fairness, they don't want to hurt their baby. And as their kids grew up and they became empty nesters, what happened was the statement that you got from your 401k or your IRAs or the combination of them, it kind of took on a life of its own, right? And now when you go to withdraw or distribute, you're hurting your baby, and it's just not natural. Secondly, there are people that simply don't need the money. Right? You've worked hard to build margin in your lives. You've saved and accumulated. You've said no to things. And quite frankly, being frivolous just doesn't go into your idea of a good time, right? Mm-hmm. And so you really don't need the money. And then last but not least, sadly, there are some people who have a fear of running out of money.